afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. Today we're going to learn about a free statewide program that's helping Vermonters be healthier and happier. The program is called Move for Well-Being. It's a partnership between the Vermont Senior Games Association and the Center on Aging at UVM. Move for Well-Being offers motivation and encouragement to Vermonters 50 and older to commit to a routine of physical activity, leading to improved personal health, vitality, and well-being. Joining me to get started are two guests from the Vermont Senior Games and the Move for Well-Being program. Don Schellerin is from Shelburne, and he is the president of the Vermont Senior Games Association. And Gary Ely is from Burlington, and he chairs the Move for Well-Being program committee. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, Judy.
Now, Don, what is the Vermont Senior Games Association?
Well, thank you also, Judy, for having us today. The Vermont Senior Games Association is a member of the National Senior Games Association, which has 50 state members, and it is a part of the United States Olympic Committee. So participants in our games are true Olympians. If you were in business and were called the Vermont Senior Games Association, you'd be in the health and well-being business, and that's what we think we are. We have two initiatives. One is to host annual games. We have winter games coming up in February and some in January also. And then the summer games. We have 20 games in total. And those are designed for people who enjoy competition. Many seniors find that competitive activities are a little more strenuous than they care to participate in. So we have a second initiative, which is really a year-round activity and program. And it is to encourage and motivate our senior community to participate in physical activity. And Gary is the chair of our Move for Well-Being committee, and he's going to tell us today all about it.
Great.
Are some people sort of intimidated, though, when they hear Senior Olympics? They think, oh, I'm not an Olympian, I can't compete.
Well, not really. We have people of every level. Because we have 5-year age groups and there's 3 medals, here's an example of a gold medal, there's plenty of opportunity for people to participate, to not only learn about the sport, but for those that are really into it, to have some good competition. They can go to qualify. This 214 is our qualifying year for the 215 Senior National Games that will be held in Minneapolis. The people that win medals are qualified and can go to those and then compete against people all over the country. So for those folks, it's fun. For the rest of the people that come, they just have a good time because our programs are based on fun, fellowship, and fitness. And if that's what you like, we're the place to come.
And that's pretty much what you're involved in as well.
Yes, both Don and I participate in the bicycling event, and we have 40 or 50 people that come to that. And as Don was saying, they're in 5-year age groups, so you're biking against people that are similar to you in physical stature. But biking's a good example. There are usually 6 or 8 people in my age group, and only the top 3 get a medal. So I don't usually get a medal in the bicycling, but I enjoy the exercise. I enjoy keeping track of my time each year to see if I did the 1 mile or the 5K or the 10K a little bit faster. Or as one gentleman said to me, he said, you know, my times are getting longer every year that I come. But he said, I'm trying to keep it, you know, from not changing as too much. And so that's one of the things that I do each year. But some sports are much more fun, like pickleball, for instance, has a lot of participants, over 100 participants. So the people that win, they're, you know, the top 3 places in their age group, they're just a few people. But most people come because they enjoy the sport, they enjoy being there, they enjoy being outdoors. And the best part about the games is it encourages you to work out daily. Because if I'm going to ride on the bike and I want to ride as fast as Don rides, I've got to ride my bike every week throughout the whole year to be ready for that race. So, and then the golf tournament, I participate in the golf tournament, the golf games. In that group, you know, I play golf all summer anyway, but it's a chance when you play competitively, you do have a little bit of edge. You play a little more focused, a little more attention. And for people who enjoy competition, that's a good idea. It does help you give your best. at the
push
event.
yourself a little bit
Yeah,
more.
you push a little more.
And so how does Move for Well-Being work?
Well, Move is a program that we developed for people who didn't really want to compete and who maybe would shy away from going away to a game. Move is for everybody. And Move is really the title, Move for Well-Being. What we're trying to get people to realize is that exercise is the key to better health spiritually, mentally, and physically. Recently, I found this book. It's called The Exercise Cure. It's by a doctor, and he's looked at how exercise fits into everybody's life. And what he's found is that a lot of our illnesses that are happening in our culture today, anxiety, hypertension, high blood pressure, all the things, high cholesterol, and also ailments, just physical ailments, soreness or stiffness or inflexibility. All of this is because we're too sedentary. We are sitting down all day in our jobs. We're not moving enough. We're not getting out there and doing things that would help us feel better. He points out, too, that you don't have to exercise a long time. If you can do 30 minutes a day, that's called the gold standard. 30 minutes a day would make you feel better, look better, act better. All of it improves. And his motto is that a lot of people who, like diabetics or people who have severe health problems, will actually take less medication if they're moving every day, if they're doing some kind of exercise. Now, the book covers all the kind of symptoms of physical problems and how exercise helps them, but then he goes into exercises. So he's got exercises for every ailment. If you want to deal with stress or you want to deal with anxiety, he's got specific exercises for that. And even for women, like if a woman's in menopause, he's got specific exercises to do when you're in menopause to help with that particular situation. So I found this book to be a really, really powerful book.
Really what you're doing is you're asking people to sort of change the way they think about exercise. It seems to be most people say, if I have any spare time, I'll exercise. But that should be a priority.
This should be the first thing you do. And in fact, he encourages doing it every morning. So now this is a hard part. In the winter, it's dark. It's kind of hard to get yourself up. But if you can get up in the morning and exercise just 30 minutes before you take your shower, get dressed, go to work, you will feel better. You'll be smarter. You'll treat your fellow employees better. The whole mood lifts just by exercising.
See, we use the word well-being. Sometimes people think of well-being as just to do with physical activity. Well, we look at well-being as your well-being with your spouse, with your friends, with your employer. Well-being in everything that you do. And being physically active and physically fit will enhance your well-being. And so that's really the kernel of our program.
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about how you get people started, because a lot of people will think, well, I can't go out and run or I can't go out and bike, but that's not what this is about.
No, really, right now we've been traveling a lot to residential centers in Vermont. So we've been going to Rutland, I've been down to Woodstock, I've been up to St. Albans, all around the state, and particularly in Chittenden County. And I've been visiting senior centers where the seniors live. And these would be people from, I would say, 60 to 85 or 90. And I'm amazed to say that a lot of our residential centers are very nice. They're nice places to live, they're safe, they're clean, they're relatively new, people are warm, they're certainly well fed. One of the problems we have is that people are eating too much and not exercising enough. And so in that regard, we go in and talk with people about their diet, about their exercise. And one of the things we're starting are walking programs. So at a residential center, we'll set up a gym or a big building or a hall, could be at a church, could be at a school, could be in the community, and we'll either bus people there or they'll drive in their own cars, and we'll get them there several times a week to do walking for at least an hour. And what we're finding is really amazing. We've had people come that walk, they're on oxygen tanks. So they've got their mask on, they've got their oxygen tank, and they're walking around the room. Sometimes all they can do is one lap the first day. And
that's okay.
And that's okay. What we find is the next week they're doing 2 laps. The next week they're doing 3 laps. And then they start feeling better. This is the beauty of exercise. You start to feel better because exercise stimulates neurotransmitters in your brain, the serotonin, the dopamine, and that makes you feel better. Then they start talking to each other. Then they start socializing. Then they make new friends. All of a sudden, we're hearing people in senior centers saying, I was so bored. I just sit in my room all day. Nothing happens. I can't stand it. Well, joining a walking group gets them out, gets them active. They make friendships, and their whole life starts to improve. It's amazing what exercise can do, and most people are ignoring it and not doing it.
And so when they start on the MOVE program, what happens?
Well, we have two ways that you can participate. One is to use our logbook. And in this logbook, you put down for a month, each page goes for a month, and you put down the day, you put down what you did that day and how many minutes you exercised. Then at the end of the month, you make a copy of this page and you mail it to us, and we put our address down at the bottom of the logbook. So that's one way people can participate. The other way is to use our website, and the website is moveforwellbeing.org. And on that website, you go in on the website, you sign up, and you keep track of your minutes on the website. Now, interestingly, about a third of our people use the website, about a third use the logbook and mail it to me each month, and about a third in the resident where they're living, the coordinator there will put up a sheet and people will sign their minutes each week, and then the coordinator mails me a copy of that. Now in Rutland, that's what they're doing, and Marge Bloomer in Rutland is the coordinator there, and she's organized it that way. And that's been our most active center so far. They have about 20 people participating, and we have incentives in MOVE. If you participate in a 6-month period, if 3 of those months you complete your goal, you'll receive a $25 check at the end of the 6 months.
Really?
That's one of the awards.
Nice.
Another award is a medal. And one of the residents there in Rutland, we have a picture of her, and she's got the medal on, and she was really happy. And also when we went down for that award ceremony, we paid for a lasagna lunch. We had lasagna and salad, little cannolis, not too big, and we had a great time together and celebrated these people's participation. So the incentive is, and then every month we award 4 $25 checks to people who have achieved their goal, and there's a drawing for those people. So I would say last year we gave out thousands of dollars in awards, and we'll do that this next year.
That's amazing. Now, do you have people that go to different organizations to help out?
How do you mean?
Well, do you have people that go out, you know, you visit centers and so forth?
Yes, I'm sorry, yes. I will go out and talk and explain this program to different centers, and we have other volunteers in the MOVE program. Now, I want to say that all of the people that work in MOVE and all the people in Vermont Senior Games, we're all volunteers. We're all offering our time, and Don offers the most time as the coordinator and director. He's at every event for the games, and he's been very supportive in our MOVE program and helping that get started. But yes, we'll go anywhere to just contact us at Move for Wellbeing or at Vermont Senior Games. We have websites for Vermont Senior Games as well as Move, and you can also get to the other website from each of those.
Now, Don, if someone's interested in the senior games, what are some of the games that they can participate in, some of the sports?
Well, we have about every sport you can imagine that anybody want to do. Basketball, swimming, bowling, bicycling, running, and the list goes on. Yeah,
the pickleball has been very popular. It's the fastest growing sport among people over 50.
And if people don't know what that is, what is pickleball?
Well, it's on a smaller court, like a tennis court, uses a bigger paddle than a ping pong paddle, and it's a wiffle ball, the white ball that has holes in it.
Oh, okay.
And it's usually played in doubles.
So I'd stand a much better chance of hitting the ball.
Hitting the ball, exactly. It can be quick if people are pretty good at it, but it's very good exercise without being too strenuous, and very good for flexibility. You move around a lot.
And if someone's interested in either of these programs, what should they do?
Well, if you want to know anything about the Vermont Senior Games, you can go on our website, which is www.vermontseniorgames.org. On the website are copies of our newsletters, all of them we've had so far, and you can go back and learn everything about the games there. The website is filled with information, and it has a link to the MOVE program. So it's one of the ways to get to the MOVE program. The other is, as Gary said, go to the MOVE website. and learn from it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I want to thank you both for joining us today. And once again, it's not about a huge commitment, it's just about making a commitment to yourself to get started.
30 minutes a day will do it, and you'll feel so much better, and you'll be so much better. It's worth it.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Judy.
That's our program for today. I'm Judy Simpson. We'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.
For a video copy of today's program, call toll-free 1-888-ATF-3430. Across the Fence is brought to you as a public service by University of Vermont Extension and WCAX-TV.